And our special guest is the two-time premiership star for the Richmond Football Club, and he is doing amazing things behind the scenes in the charity space as well. And we talk about Tom Lynch, our very special guest. Tom, mate, thanks so much for coming in to the show, and you've had a busy morning this morning as ambassador for the MAD Foundation.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a great morning. We had a morning tea at the Melbourne Museum for the beneficiaries, and it was good to get together for the MAD Foundation, and yeah, it's great to hear about the stories.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, mate. So this is a foundation with direct support to underprivileged and disabled kids and families, 100% run by volunteers. And in 25 years, they've raised close to $3 million, and you've been an ambassador. And I think it's really important that we tell everyone about it because, you know, footballers, there's a lot of scrutiny about your lives, and you're doing some great things here, mate. Yeah,
it's as you touched on, it's 100% volunteer run. Every dollar donated goes to families and children in need, and a lot of time it's the family, when they have no other support, the NDIS and things like that doesn't cover it, and they provide services and equipment. So it's a fantastic charity.
Awesome.
Fantastic, Tommy. Love the work that you're doing. From a football perspective, though, the Oscar Allen situation this week, what's your thoughts on captains talking to opposition clubs during the season?
Oh, it's not on, is it, Campbell? We can't be doing that.
Hang on. All right, if my memory serves me correct, you and Stephen May were both captains of the Gold Coast Suns when you decided to leave them. Talk us through that process.
Yeah, I think every situation is different. In my time, the club would pressure me pretty hard. I was out for the year. I had to get a PCL reconstruction, so sat down with my manager. I hadn't spoken to any clubs.
Yeah.
Obviously managers go off and they sort of chat, there's options out there, but I want to be clear in my mind whether I want to play football at Gold Coast or if I wanted to move back to Melbourne and continue my career there. So I wanted to be clear in that. I'll let Gold Coast know, and then I went around to Dewey's house and told him that I was going to seek a trade at the end of the year, and then that's when I went off and spoke to different clubs.
Yeah.
If you weren't injured, would that have changed, do you think? Because obviously your focus was slightly different. You weren't playing at the time, which made it somewhat easier because you didn't have to front up week in, week out and be the captain of the club. Do you think you potentially would have done things differently if you were, it's hard to say, but if you weren't out?
No, I think definitely. Also, that was 7 years ago, so the landscape has changed and things are changing in that space with player movement. But if I was still playing, I think I definitely wouldn't have said anything to the club at that time, and it sort of blew up, and the playing staff was the leadership group and went up and not go back into it, but they were quite angry with me, but they didn't have the information that I'd actually told the club, so there was a bit of miscommunication there. But I think if I was playing, I would have held back from telling the club, so it was a bit unique.
Interesting mindset, because there hasn't been too many that have done that. Speaking of the landscape changing, you've gone from a premiership winning side to a side, you know, in development phase. Week to week, how do you get yourself up mentally? And it must be a real joy playing with these young guys like Harry Armstrong and Luke Traynor and the like.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously the clubs change quite quickly, and that's footy clubs. They do change. Guys come and go all the time, so it's exciting. I drove Sammy Laidlaw to the game, and he jumps in the car and goes, "We're playing the G Day. How exciting is this?" And you don't take it for granted at all, but just the enthusiasm. And he was telling me after the game that he plays well there. I said, "Well, if you're going to play well at a ground, the G's want to play well." So, but Harry Armstrong, I thought he was fantastic yesterday. Battled hard and got rewarded by the end. And so Laidlaw highlights there, but he's going to be a serious player. And I think, we're disappointed with the loss, but I thought we battled out the game hard.
And a player that I've been sort of loving watching is Big Blighty. He played in defence his first few matches, and then we kept an eye on him in warm-up yesterday. He was leading out of the goal square, so I was like, he's going to probably be flipped forward at some point. He looked phenomenal in front of the ball as well. How impressive is he, his ability to play back and forward? Yeah,
I think he's an example of a bloke who's had to battle away in State League for a while. He gets his opportunity, and whatever he's asked from him, he's going to do. He's played back, he's played ruck, he's played forward. He hasn't played midfield yet, but who knows? But he's loving his footy. He works bloody hard. He's probably the number one in pre-season. He's running with the midfielders, and he's in fantastic condition, so it shows out.
With this young group that you've got, how do you judge your season? It's not in the wins and loss columns. Is it how many quarters you win? How do you go away from a game like yesterday and know that you've performed really well?
Yeah, there's obviously we've got internal KPIs that we want to perform well each week. We did speak about after the game. We're proud of the effort, but we don't want to just be complacent, and you don't want to be accepting of losses. So it felt we felt better walking off than the week before against Saints, where like they piled on that second half, 10 goals or more probably. So we've managed to fight it out, but we don't want to be just complacent and start accepting losses.
Different messages from different coaches too. You've got a new voice in your head, so the kids are responding to that. But for you older players, great to have a new voice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's refreshing. We've got a whole new team of assistants, and obviously Uzo came in last year. So it is refreshing, new voices, and I think for us older guys, we're just trying to impart as much wisdom and in the young guys, and give them the license to be able to come in and play in that fashion.
And you've had obviously a frustrating run with injuries. How nice is it to be feeling fit and be out there week in, week out at the moment? And take us through, it's been a tough few years. There's been times where you question about being back and then you'd get an injury which would set you back again. Mentally, how hard was that to get through?
Yeah, like, to be honest, it has been hard. I think you practice gratitude. At the end of the day, I get to come to the footy club and hang out with best mates, get to train hard and get healthier. But like, I'll be lying if I think game day was the hardest. You go to the game and fans and stuff, they've sort of how long you're back, which is great, but it's just like, just reminding you not being out there. So it's been great being out there, obviously. A lot of people playing better, but I'm really enjoying being back out there and helping.
And just on that, gratitude. So I think the work that you're doing in the MAD Foundation, a morning like this morning when you're seeing these, disabled and disadvantaged kids, there's the perfect perspective for you.
Oh, I was just reflecting on the way here. Just some of the stories. We all have things in our lives, and whatever goes wrong, and you look at these families, how well and how upbeat they are throughout adversity and really struggles.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, isn't it, mate? You're doing brilliant, and your wife as well, Olivia. She's absolutely fantastic. What do you think of the Brisbane Lions? Did they get a tick, Brownie, for that, or what did you think?
4 points is a tick for them and where they're at the moment. They would look at that as a bit of a plus, considering what they've done in the first 3 weeks of the year and had to come from behind. They were fairly much in control right throughout the course of the day, but I think everyone expected them to really, once they got out to 54 points, you expected the game to blow out. So it's full credit to the Tigers that they were able to roll the sleeves up, which they couldn't do last week, and fight back into the contest. But they're ticking along quite nicely.
Yeah, and full credit, I think, to Richmond, their ability to keep pressuring the ball carrier at times. Yes, it did start to look like it could get a little bit ugly, but their ability to pressure the ball and turn over and score from turnover. We've seen so many teams this year, Carlton, Melbourne, be able to get the turnovers on the ball and then not put the score on the board. And Richmond went back at them and scored with some really nice efficiency as well.
And Tom, you head to the Barossa, mate, and you've got Shea Bolton in your crosshairs.
Yeah, it'd be good to play an old teammate. From all reports, a fantastic facility out there. I obviously haven't seen it, so that was exciting. Gather around. I haven't played the last two, so I'm excited to get over.
That'll be Broady's job, won't it? Broady's going to lock him right down.
Absolutely.
Lock him right down. What about Lynch's? Look at him. Yes.
Yeah. You don't want an old teammate to get on.
No.
And you don't get an opportunity to spend much time. Like, take us through gather round for you. You haven't played the last couple, but do you know your schedule?
Yeah, so we're going to head up. We've obviously played Sunday, so we're going to head over Friday. I think we've got sort of clinics and things like that Friday, and then Saturday captain's run. Then we'll be just out Sunday night. So we'll a little bit longer than usual, but it'll be it'll be exciting.
Oh, out Sunday night, so no Barossa.
No, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, when you're a young bloke coming into the AFL system, it's really important that you have the right mentors. And I think it's no surprise that Dion Prestia and Tom Lynch and these guys went on to be the success they were and win premierships.
Because they had players not
They
like
had
you.
played. I took you under my wing at the Gold Coast, didn't I? That worked out okay.
What was it like arriving into AFL footy and being hanging out with this reptile?
That was good fun. We got to the beach hotel a few times, different stages when we were allowed to.
Splendour in the grass.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that you would have taken from Brad, we like to take the mickey out of him, we love him. Intensity and desire was one thing that the Gold Coast, that's why they wanted Brownie there, to show you.
Oh, absolutely. He'd wind you up like a clock before the game and go out there. But he did. He showed that passion, and it was great fun playing with him.
It certainly was.
Yeah, it would have been a very, very different life, mate. Hey, just quickly, MAD Foundation, how can we donate? If anyone's out there and looking, going, hey, how do I get involved? I mean, they're desperately raising funds. I think they're celebrating 25 years this year, and they have a big event, Melbourne Cup Eve.
Yeah, so a if they put the website up, the Man Foundation. I think if you go on, it'd be great to donate. But just look at the stories of, as you said, like Richo, the 5-minute videos of beneficiaries and families and how much it means and what impact the Man Foundation is having.
And I can only imagine the impact though that you're having on
Yes.
those young children. So I can, they've impacted your life, but you have well and truly impacted theirs, and spending the morning with them would be something that they're never going to forget. So well done on that.
Good on you, mate. And I think it's really important that we keep highlighting what brilliant stuff our AFL players do out into the community, mate. Thanks for your time today, and good luck over in the Barossa.
Thank you.